All right, what's going on? We're officially closing on Gary Avenue, and we have our settlement statements from the title company. So we're going to start off with the original underwriting, and then go over what the actuals are, and then kind of basically I'll do that first. We'll talk about the splits, the numbers, the closing docs, and then after that you'll obviously see how we did, and then I'll kind of go over the overall synopsis of the closing. So. Let's share my screen. Boom, boom, desktop. So here's the original underwriting. So obviously purchase 160. See these closing costs. You can see all that blah, blah, blah. Let's just jump in. Purchase 160. Estimated rehab $69,600. Sell price $300. Closing costs roughly about 22.5. So net sales 277. Roughly cash on cash return overall 13%, with a profit of about 12,000 each. So obviously sell price is 300,000, profits 12,000. That's the thing that people look at with the cash on cash of 13. That's if we all put that cash in at the same time. So obviously it's different with two people. So let's go to the actuals. So profits obviously 9,400, but our actual cash on cash return daily is at roughly 30%, 29.55, mega 31.84%. So original, we thought we'd sell it for 300. We sold it for 319.5. Obviously, there's a $9,500 seller credit, so we can just roughly say 310. Obviously, loan payoff, profit, actual commissions. So if we do the commission plus other closing costs, so actual closing costs ended up being 30,000. Unfortunately, that sucks. And I estimated about 22.5. So obviously a little bit higher. I don't know what that percentage is. We kind of calculate that. You can see, obviously Bailey put that much in. I put that much in. Here's our profit. Here's our splits. So these closing costs, where the closing costs come from. So you can see 9,500, 121, 595, 150. So that's coming directly from a settlement statement. So the $9,500 is a seller credit that we gave. So that means we're at 310, 10 grand over. So obviously there's 39.5, but there's a seller credit here. So what I did was that's in the closing costs. You can see right here at the 9,500, and then you can see the credit that we have at 522.66. So I'm not too sure what that's from. I think this is must be prorated taxes. So that's what we get. So we can honestly say 320. But you can see the seller statement, the commission from the realtors. You can see 7,987 to the buyer, the buyer's real estate agent, and then we gave John 6,290, which is our seller commission. But you can see all these real numbers and then due to seller. So we're getting $80,854. You can see that matches up here. So you can kind of, oh, no, we don't want to do that. Crap. Escape. Okay, yep. So this profit right here, this matches what we're getting. And then obviously we're going to get the reimbursement. So even though we didn't make the 12,000 each like we originally thought, our cash on cash is still amazing. So since this took 6 months, which we originally thought it was going to take 8 months, our cash on cash return is really good. And I would say 30% is not necessarily normal. Usually a lot of people love 30%. And then if you multiply it by 2, 6 months times 2 is 12 months. Obviously it's a year. That's like a 60% return. So once we close and once all the money comes in, Emeka will receive that much, Bailey will receive that much, and that's where we're at. You can see all the expenses, and the reason why we didn't get as much as we thought is because there's an FHA buyer. So FHA is they're a little bit more strict with closing. So you can see this was not expected. This $2,875. That sucks, quite frankly. And I would say if it wasn't an FHA buyer, we would definitely not have to do that. But it is what it is. Market was kind of weird, but that sucks. So that kind of ate up in our profits, as well as the termite treatment, which is so unfortunate, mainly because there was no sign of termites. We didn't open up walls, quite frankly, and then there was some wings, so we had to do that. And then the permit was a nightmare, of course. $380 just to submit the permit. So that quite sucked, just sucked. So originally inspection list, that's what we thought we had to do. Little exterior items, siding, covering up some holes, electrical materials from Home Depot, and this is also materials from Home Depot. So after we went under contract, we had to give up roughly $6,000, which sucks because if we were to take away this or we're basically perfect with the underwriting. So because we didn't, because it's FHA, this is how much we're making. But even though we didn't make as much as we thought, this is still a beautiful return. So I'm happy with it. We got to the closing, and this is a win. Like I said, it's not a home run. I would say maybe it's a single, a double, and I'm happy with these numbers. I would do it all day, every day. So not with the same headache, but this is where we are. So this is what we can expect as profit. This is what we can expect to be sent to us, which will be, I'll have to send it to you. So obviously wire to you, ACH, whatever it may be. So yeah, that's where we are. That's our underwriting. I'll put a link to all of this in the YouTube notes and go from there. Yeah. Oh yeah, to give my chicken noodles. It's so nice.